Hey there, welcome back. We are in the series going through the Tao Te Ching chapter by chapter. This is the episode dedicated to chapter 11, known as non-being. So welcome. This is the Boundless Sovereign. Let's dive into the chapter. Chapter 11, non-being. 30 spokes join in a hub, form a wheel. The emptiness between the non-being makes a carriage useful. Clay kneaded forms a pot. The emptiness within the non-being makes the pot useful. Windows and doors chiseled create a house. The emptiness within the non-being makes the house useful. Being and substance bring benefit. Non-being and emptiness to make things useful. And then I will also read here the River Master from the John Minford version of this text. And here he is. Through doors and windows, empty in themselves, we leave and enter. Through them, we see. The house, empty in itself, provides lodging, can be lived in. This usefulness consists in emptiness, in non-being. The Tao itself is empty. All right. Wow. So this is actually one of my favorite ones because it is directly correlating space with the Tao. So empty space being the Tao. Now, I believe that the Tao is really the spirit of creation. And so the spirit of creation represents being and non-being. So the people, places, and things are the Tao, but also the space between them. And when you dive into some of this stuff, you see, you don't think so much about space. Space is like just there, right? Everything is contained within space. Or spaces within the things, right? It makes it useful. And the common folk, or people who don't necessarily contemplate reality or existence too deeply, don't even realize that space is critical to existence. It's kind of like a fish in water. Like the fish doesn't notice it's in water, right? And in the case of creation and human consciousness, it's like we're in the space that is critical to beingness, right? You can't have beingness without non-beingness. You can't have beingness without space. Emptiness, right? So you need both. Yeah, it really is. And then we take it again. This particular chapter, they didn't go in depth into like, here's the macro and then bring it to the individual. They really related to specific hard, like nosed relationships between the house and the space in the house, right? And that making it useful, and then the hub being the place where the spokes connect and create the wheel, and without the hub that is empty, the wheel would be useless and would not work. Whether a pot, it used a pot as yes, the pot itself is great, but without the emptiness inside the pot, it would be useless. What else did it use? The emptiness within. Being and substance bring benefit. Non-being and emptiness make things useful. Yeah, it's really, really the case. So then if you take that, and I'm going to take it a step further and go to the internal self. So the internal self, the internal self, or inside of the human, right, is an experience of non-being. And what that is this endless void within the human experience that helps to, that's where creation comes from, right? Imagination and thoughts and feelings and emotions all develop from the space of non-being. So and I think to really access the power of non-being, that's why identifying with thoughts, feelings, and emotions can hinder that process, because you lose track internally of the void, right? Of the non-being. If you can get back into the awareness, identifying with awareness itself, which is non-being, right? Awareness is just a simple emptiness within, right? And then from that place, you can watch the emergence of thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas, inspiration, right? But only from that place of non-being can you really access it intentionally and really utilize it and manifest the things that you are coming up with in the world, right? So if you're, again, if you become emotionally hijacked by experience or just expectations of what things should be like in your life, then it's hard for you to step back and to see the total process. And this is, I think, too, there was a chapter earlier where they said the darkness within darkness. This is seeing not the things that are coming, but to see the space internally itself, from which all things come, right? So all things come from the void. You think about the Big Bang, the beginning of the universe. You know, I don't think science has accurately figured out how the Big Bang is necessarily possible, in that it was basically something coming from nothing. And what caused that to happen? What was the prime cause of the universe? But if you want to take the idea to the scale of an individual life, what is the prime cause of everything in your life? And the answer to that is this non-being part of you, right? This part of you that's empty, where ideas and everything spring forth. So yeah, so this is a mind bender. I'll tell you this, and just a quick side note. This has been going through the Tao Te Ching. So I've read the Tao Te Ching probably 30 or 40 times in my life. Every time I reread it, I feel like I'm reading it for the first time. But going through it in this way and trying to dissect each chapter along the way and talking about it here on this channel, it has been an even more in-depth view, and I'm learning more about myself along the way, and it has been a truly inspiring journey so far. We're only 11 chapters in. I can't wait to get through the entire book, because there is still so much to unpack and to see and to understand. So, but this non-being chapter, I really personally feel like connected to, because I think for me in my journey the last 5 or 6 years, this has been the biggest aspect, like is this identification with the non-being side of existence, right? This idea that and I also too think that this helps to deal with the fear of death, because the fear of death really is the fear of non-being, right? Of what it would be like to not be, and it can be scary. But if you start to realize that non-being is this peaceful, vast expanse of space, and to be integrated with this sense of non-being is actually like wholly freeing and exciting, and that actually the being portion of existence is actually a lot more limited than we realized. But we're so focused on it, right? We're focused on later on in the book they're going to talk about the inner the outer radiance and the inner marvel. So the outer radiance is the being part of existence, is all the flashy, desires and physical manifestations of things, and then the inner marvel is this non-being portion, and you need both aspects to really have a full life, because if you have the being and the non-being, you see the mass of the entirety of existence, which is it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal way to live if you can live in both worlds. This was chapter 11 of the Tao Te Ching. I hope this resonated with you and was exciting and interesting, and caused you to reflect a little bit on your own experience of reality. If you did enjoy it and did resonate, like and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. As well, The Boundless Sovereign is a YouTube channel dedicated to holding up the mirror for you and folks like you who are interested in learning more about their world and gaining perspective in their own lives, and creating hopefully a more fulfilling, joyful, loving experience here on planet Earth. And hopefully that will span out and ripple out from your life out to others. So that is the intent. Again, I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, and we will see you in chapter 12.